My child, stop right there. Do not scroll away from this moment. Do not let the distractions of this chaotic world pull your eyes away from this screen. I have an urgent, time-sensitive message for you, directly from the divine realms. The absolute truth is that the fact you have landed on this exact frequency at this precise moment in time is not a coincidence. It is not an accident. I have stepped directly into your path today because there is something you urgently need to hear, something you must deeply and profoundly understand about the relentless battle you have been fighting. Something massive is shifting in the spiritual realm, and the culmination of this shift unfolds this Friday. You will deeply regret not hearing this instruction before the week ends, because what is coming requires your spiritual preparation. I saw you recently. The angels saw you. The creator of the universe saw you. I saw you staring at that glowing screen, staring at that unpaid bill, staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. while the rest of the world peacefully slept, wondering how all of this was ever going to work out. I saw you sitting in your car in the driveway before walking into the house, your hands gripping the steering wheel so tightly your knuckles turned white, taking a deep, shuddering breath, trying to summon the raw energy to walk inside and just pretend everything was okay. I saw the suffocating heaviness in your chest. I felt the deep, bone-crushing exhaustion in your spirit. I saw the silent tears you let fall when you thought no one else was looking. The tears that happen in the shower so the sound of the water drowns out your crying, so nobody can hear your secret pain. You have been looking up at the sky and asking, when is it my turn? When does this endless struggle finally stop? When do I finally get to breathe without feeling like the other shoe is going to drop at any second? When does the blessing actually reach my front door? Listen to my voice very carefully and let these words penetrate your spirit. The enemy wants you to believe that you are losing. The kingdom of darkness desperately wants you to look at your current temporary circumstances and conclude that heaven has forgotten about you, that your fervent prayers are just bouncing off the ceiling, that you are somehow being punished, or that you have completely missed your window of destiny. But I have been dispatched from the throne room with a message of absolute, unshakable, unbreakable truth. The weapon you carry is not of this world, and the war you think you are losing is actually the very setup, the precise foundation for your greatest, most unprecedented, and historic victory. This Friday, a spiritual dam is breaking. Do not click away. Do not let the enemy distract you from this moment of deliverance. In the next few minutes, I am going to reveal exactly what is unfolding on Friday, why you have been placed under such uniquely heavy, targeted spiritual attack, and how the massive divine reversal is already actively in motion in your life. At the end of this sacred broadcast, I am going to lead you through a massive, powerful, chain-breaking prayer of sealing. A prayer that will legally activate divine protection over your finances, your mind, your physical health, your relationships, and your entire family line. If you skip ahead, if you rush this process, you will miss the energetic key that unlocks this massive transition. You cannot rush the divine. If you are truly ready to receive this divine intervention, I need you to make a physical micro-commitment right now to anchor this spiritual truth into the natural realm. Click the like button, subscribe to this channel, and align your physical energy with this highly charged spiritual space. By doing this simple action, you are legally telling the universe, I am awake, I am ready, my hands are open, and my spirit is prepared for my total breakthrough. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale slowly. Hold it. Now release it completely. Feel the tension leaving your shoulders. Let us begin. I know you are tired. I know the spiritual exhaustion has settled so deeply into your bones that physical sleep doesn't even feel like rest anymore. You wake up feeling like you fought a grueling, bloody war all night long. And the undeniable truth is, in the spirit realm, you absolutely did. You are a chosen one, and because of that high, sacred calling, your life has never, ever looked like everyone else's. You have always felt profoundly different. From the time you were a small child, you knew you did not quite fit in. You were the black sheep. You were the sensitive one. You were the one who felt the energy of the room shift when someone walked in. I know the heavy chest. I know the feeling of waking up with a sense of dread, wondering what new crisis the day will bring. I know you have poured your heart out to people who could not comprehend your depth. I know you have loved purely, only to be met with conditional affection. I know about the bitter betrayal. I know about the people who walked away when you needed them most. The people you would have fiercely taken a bullet for, who abandoned you at your absolute lowest point. I know about the times you gave your last dollar, your last ounce of physical energy, your last drop of pure, unconditional love, only to be left completely empty-handed, deliberately misunderstood, deeply taken for granted, and discarded. I know. I have seen every single moment. But right now, the atmosphere in the room you are sitting in is shifting. Can you feel the temperature changing? Can you feel the subtle electricity in the air? God is actively working behind the scenes of your life in ways your physical, mortal eyes cannot yet perceive. The countless seeds you have planted in your bitter tears, the desperate prayers you have whispered in the dark when you had no physical strength left to speak aloud. They have not evaporated into nothingness. They have gathered, they have multiplied, and they have reached the high throne room of the Most High. The harvest is rapidly approaching. The seasons are violently changing in your favor. You thought those closed doors were rejections. You thought losing those connections was a punishment. But the divine truth is that every closed door was a shield of protection. God was actively, aggressively blocking paths that would have eventually led to your total destruction. He was blocking toxic connections, manipulative business partners, and bad contracts that would have drained your destiny dry. You are not being punished, my child. Your life for this year, for 2026, is your life for this year, for 2026, is absolute vindication. The universe is actively preparing to radically balance the scales of justice completely in your favor. What was stolen from you will be returned. The reputation that was tarnished by the lies of others will be restored and polished to a blinding shine. The justice you thought you would never see is marching toward your front door. This Friday marks the beginning of a divine acceleration. What took others 10 painful years to build, God is going to establish for you in the coming months. A massive divine reversal is in motion. Type 1111 in the comments right now if you are ready to receive this acceleration. Do not hesitate. Type 1111 to mathematically and spiritually lock in this frequency of new beginnings and divine alignment. Let the angels see your faith in action. Let us go deeper. Do not skip the next 60 seconds, because the revelation is about to deepen significantly, and the enemy does not want you to hear this next part. I know the secret panic that grips you when you look at your finances. I know the financial pressure has been absolutely suffocating lately. I know you have been looking at the unpredictable economy, looking at your dwindling bank account, looking at the constantly rising costs of just trying to survive, and feeling a terrifying, paralyzing wave of anxiety try to completely overtake your mind. You have fallen to your knees and asked, "Lord, how will I provide? How will I survive this month? How will I ever dig myself out of this massive mountain of debt? Will I be struggling like this for the rest of my natural life?" I know the shame that comes with financial struggle, the quiet embarrassment of having to say no to things, the constant, exhausting mental math you do every single time you buy groceries. I know you have faced slammed, closed doors. You have applied for opportunities, for loans, for promotions, or for jobs that miraculously fell through at the very last, agonizing minute. You have had money continuously slip through your fingers like water due to unexpected, bizarre expenses, sudden emergencies, the car breaking down out of nowhere, the house needing urgent repairs right when you finally thought you were getting ahead. It feels like a vicious, mocking, endless cycle designed to keep you permanently broke, anxious, and broken. But I stand before you today, blazing with the light of truth, and say, stop looking at the temporary illusion of lack. Stop letting the chaotic, fear-based economy of this physical world dictate your internal, spiritual peace. The tears you have sown over your finances have watered a field of blessings that is about to erupt. God has been working behind the scenes to completely restructure your financial foundation. You had to learn how to trust Him in the famine, so you would know how to manage the extreme abundance of the feast. The seeds of generosity you planted when you had nothing are about to produce a terrifyingly massive harvest. The season of financial drought is officially breaking. The prophetic word for your finances in 2026 is supernatural restoration. We are crossing the threshold into a prophetic season of massive, unprecedented, historic financial reversal. The wealth of the wicked, the resources that have been hoarded by corrupt systems, is literally and legally being transferred to the righteous. The universe is currently realigning people, moving massive resources, shifting money, and creating rare, miraculous opportunities specifically designed to find you. You will no longer have to hustle, grind, and endlessly chase after money. Wealth will aggressively, relentlessly chase you down. The vindication of your long suffering is here. The divine reversal of your bank account begins its visible manifestation this Friday. If you are sick and entirely tired of living in the exhausting vibration of survival mode, type "I receive my reversal" in the comments below. Claim it physically. Do not just listen passively. Act on it. Speak it directly into existence. Type "I receive my reversal" right now and seal this financial prophecy. We must go even deeper. Listen to the sound of my voice. Let the tension leave your jaw. Let your shoulders drop. You are safe here in this frequency. I know the profound spiritual warfare you have been enduring in your mind. I know the enemy has targeted your thoughts with relentless precision. I know the nights where your mind races with worst-case scenarios, playing out every possible disaster, every possible failure. I know the heavy, dark cloud of depression that tries to settle over you, making even the simplest daily tasks feel like climbing a massive mountain. I know the whispering lies that tell you that you are not good enough, that you are a failure, that you have ruined your life, that it is too late for you to achieve your dreams. I know the intense spiritual exhaustion that comes from constantly fighting off these dark, intrusive thoughts. I know how much it deeply, profoundly hurts when your purest, most innocent intentions are twisted into something ugly by the people around you. I know the deep, agonizing, venomous sting of character assassination, especially when it is orchestrated by the very family members or friends you loved, supported, and protected. I know the heavy armor you have been wearing for years, completely exhausting your nervous system, trying to defend your reputation to people who do not care about the truth. But the shift has already occurred in the unseen realm. God is actively rewiring your mind for supreme peace. The relentless attacks on your mind were allowed only because the enemy saw the massive, earth-shaking potential of what happens when your mind is fully aligned with the divine. The darkness attacked your peace because your peace is the very weapon that will destroy the darkness. You do not need to fight these mental battles alone anymore. The Creator is sending legions of warrior angels to stand guard around your mind. The seeds of faith you clung to during your darkest mental moments have grown into a massive fortress of spiritual protection. The closed doors of toxic relationships were God physically removing the sources of your mental anguish. The prophetic declaration over your mind and your spirit is absolute, untouchable peace. Your vindication does not come from your own lips. You do not need to argue. You do not need to defend yourself. Your vindication comes directly, forcefully, and publicly from the Most High. The divine reversal of your mental state is happening now. The heavy fog of confusion and depression is lifting. Clarity, brilliant clarity, is descending upon you. The acceleration of your emotional healing will shock those who knew your pain. In 2026, you will walk with a profound, unbothered peace that absolutely terrifies the enemy. It will confuse the demons. It will baffle your haters. Your peace is your ultimate weapon, and this Friday, a new level of that peace will be unlocked within you. Share this video right now with 3 specific people who you know in your heart are fighting silent, agonizing, mental or spiritual battles. Do not selfishly hold this massive blessing and revelation to yourself. Be their physical earth angel today. Send this directly to them, because they desperately, urgently need to know that their weapon is not of this world either. Share this to multiply the blessing. Stay with me. Do not let your focus drift. We are approaching the climax of this revelation. I know the immense weight you carry for your bloodline. I know you look at your family tree and see the patterns of destruction, the patterns of poverty, the patterns of divorce, the patterns of addiction, the patterns of chronic illness, the patterns of deep, unhealed trauma. I know you feel the heavy, invisible chains of generational curses trying to wrap themselves around your ankles, trying to pull you back into the dysfunction that you have fought so hard to escape. I know the agonizing loneliness of being the only one in your family who sees the truth, the only one who is trying to break the cycle, the only one who refuses to settle for the brokenness that was handed down to you. I know the nights you have cried out for your children, for your parents, for your siblings, begging God to open their eyes, begging God to heal the deep wounds of your lineage. I know the exhaustion of being the designated cycle breaker. It feels like you are carrying the karma and the pain of 10 generations on your fragile shoulders. But the shift is monumental. The Creator of the universe has been watching your struggle, and He says, "Enough. The heavy lifting is over." The seeds of righteous defiance you planted every time you chose healing over dysfunction, every time you chose love over anger, every time you chose faith over fear, those seeds have completely shattered the foundation of those generational curses. God is actively working to pour out a blessing so large, it will literally rewrite the history of your family name. The seasons of inherited suffering are dead. The closed doors that kept your ancestors trapped in poverty and pain have been obliterated by the flaming sword of divine justice. You were incubated in that difficult family dynamic not to be destroyed by it, but to be the exact antidote to it. The prophetic decree over your bloodline is complete restoration and historic vindication. You are the designated victor. The divine reversal of your family's fortune begins with you. The acceleration of generational wealth, generational health, and generational peace is rushing toward your lineage. In 2026, you will see the physical manifestation of promises that your grandparents prayed for but never saw. This Friday, a spiritual severing takes place, a cutting of the final energetic cords that tie you to the sins and the poverty of your past. You are stepping into a brand new, golden timeline, and you are taking your future descendants with you. If you are ready to break the generational curses forever, if you are ready to be the one who changes the trajectory of your entire family tree, go to the comments right now and type, "My bloodline is blessed." Type it with authority. Type, "My bloodline is blessed," and seal the fate of your future generations. We are entering the final, most crucial phase of this broadcast. The atmosphere in your room is intensely thick with divine presence. The angels are standing at strict attention. The veil between the physical world and the spirit realm is incredibly thin right now. It is time to legally, spiritually, and eternally seal this prophetic word. It is time to fully activate the invincible weapon within you and secure the blessings that are unfolding this Friday. I want you to stop whatever else you are doing. Put down the pen, stop scrolling on your other devices, turn off the television, block out all worldly distractions. If you are driving,
Please keep your eyes safely on the road, but listen with the absolute depth of your soul. But if you are in a safe, quiet place, I want you to physically place your right hand firmly over your heart. Press gently against your chest. Feel it beating. Boom, 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 boom. Feel the rhythm of life. That is not just a biological, scientific function. That heartbeat is the relentless drumbeat of a fierce, unstoppable warrior who has miraculously survived every single targeted attack the enemy violently threw at them. You are still breathing. You are still standing. You are still here. And because you are still here, your purpose is not yet complete. Breathe in deeply with me one more time. Pull the very breath, the Spirit of God, deeply into the bottom of your lungs. Hold it for just a second. Now release it completely, letting go of all the old, stagnant, fearful energy. Listen to the words of this prayer. Let them wash over you like a warm, protective river. Receive this into your spirit.
Heavenly Father, Supreme Creator of the universe, Master of all dimensions, timelines, and realities, I come before your holy throne today, boldly lifting up the beautiful, tired, weary, yet incredibly resilient and precious soul listening to the sound of my voice. Lord, you are the all-seeing one. You know exactly, down to the microscopic detail, what they have been forced to endure. You have painstakingly counted every single, solitary tear that has stained their pillowcase in the midnight hour. You have witnessed every silent, terrifying moment of panic. You know the exact, specific dollar amount they desperately, urgently need right now to break free from the chains of debt. And you know the exact, profound, deep inner healing their bruised, battered heart requires to trust again. Today, under your supreme, unquestionable authority, I call for a divine intervention. By explicit divine permission from the throne of grace, I ask that your elite legions of warrior angels physically, energetically, and spiritually surround this listener right this very second. I decree and declare a massive, blazing, impenetrable, terrifying circle of unbreakable holy fire completely around their mind, entirely around their physical body, tightly around the perimeter of their home, fiercely around their children, and fully encasing their bank accounts and finances. I speak directly to the spiritual realm, and I command every foul spirit of lack, every suffocating spirit of anxiety, every dark, heavy entity of depression, and every ancient, stubborn generational curse of poverty, sickness, failure, and struggle to break immediately. Shatter off their shoulders right now. Dissolve into the light. You have absolutely no legal, spiritual authority here anymore. The bloodline has been cleansed. The old contract is null and void. The weapon this chosen one carries is not of this earthly world. They carry the supreme light of the Creator, and they vibrate at the high, untouchable frequency of total, unmerited, absolute victory. Lord of Heaven's armies, I ask you right now to pour out a financial breakthrough so massive, so incredibly sudden, so completely illogical, and so beautifully unexplainable that it leaves them completely speechless, weeping tears of pure joy and gratitude. Open the heavy floodgates of heaven. Tear the roof off their expectations. Open massive, golden doors of opportunity that no man, no corrupt system, no jealous coworker, and no demon from hell can ever shut. Supernaturally and permanently restore their deep, bubbling joy. Restore their absolute, unshakable peace of mind. Let them sleep deeply, soundly, and safely tonight, completely undisturbed by bad dreams or fearful thoughts.
knowing beyond a shadow of a single doubt that the brutal battle is no longer theirs to fight, but yours. Vindicate them publicly, loudly, and undeniably in the direct presence of their enemies and those who doubted them. Let the events unfolding this Friday be the undeniable, historic marker in their life. Let this be the week they look back on for the rest of their natural lives and say with overwhelming awe, "That was the exact moment. That was the Friday when the curse broke, the sky opened, and absolutely everything in my life changed for the better." I spiritually, energetically, and legally seal their aura right now with the seal of the Most High. I seal their divine, royal destiny. I permanently block, deflect, and return to sender every psychic attack, every spoken hex, every jealous evil eye, and every negative, idle word spoken against their life, their business, or their family. I declare them completely, totally protected. I declare them overwhelmingly, abundantly prosperous. I declare them intensely, radiantly healthy. And above all else, I declare them profoundly, completely, and unconditionally loved by the Creator of the universe. In the mighty, invincible, holy, and matchless name of the Most High. So it is, and so it shall be. Amen. Take another incredibly deep breath. Feel the absolute lightness in the room. Let the air out slowly. It is legally done in the spirit. It is finished. The old, heavy, suffocating spiritual contract of lack, pain, delay, and suffering has been permanently shredded and burned in the holy fire. Your new, victorious, golden, abundant timeline has officially, undeniably begun, and the physical evidence will begin to materialize this Friday.
You are entirely, completely safe. You are completely, lavishly provided for. You are deeply, unconditionally loved by the divine forces that govern this universe. Do not look back at the past. Do not mourn the people who could not come with you into this new season. Keep moving forward with your head held high, your shoulders back, and your heart open. Because your massive, overflowing, long-awaited harvest is literally waiting for you right around the very next corner. You are moments away from the miracle. To keep your spiritual vibration at this absolute peak, to ensure you completely block out the desperate counterattacks of the confused enemy, and to continue receiving these urgent, life-saving prophetic instructions, you absolutely must watch the next video appearing on your screen right now. It contains the exact, critical, step-by-step spiritual instructions on what you must do when God is about to suddenly, radically bless you with massive wealth and unprecedented favor. Click it right now. Do not delay. Do not lose this frequency, and I will meet you right there. God bless you, chosen one. Your time is now.